I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my theory tuition series where we're working through the ABRSM theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and they're available to download in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also find information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and hints on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time on exam day when you're working through your exam paper. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store, and now we're going to continue with the last sections of the 2015 paper for grade 5, paper B. So this was the paper that was sat in the second exam session of 2015. So if you turn with me to page 13, we can make a start on that. And I know that there are some differences to this paper and the newly revised 2018 papers. However, it's a valuable resource for revision, so I would just make use of all of these past papers to really just get your revision up to scratch. So I always suggest that you have a go of these first of all on your own. It doesn't matter if you go wrong. Always write in pencil and then you can just rub it out if you're wrong and have another go, and you'll learn much more thoroughly by making those mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. Make them all now before your exam and then you're sorted. So then, here we're asked to write using semi-breves or whole notes so that we don't have to worry about stems. 1 octave descending, so make sure that we're coming down, of the major scale that begins on the given note. So we've got a D flat here, we're in the bass clef, good boys deserve, so we need to write D flat major descending. Now I always write out my scales, major and minor key signatures, before I even start, and that way you've done all your thinking in one go and you can just relax and keep referring back to that without having to continually keep scratching your head and thinking about it. It's far too stressful. If you're not too sure about how to just sketch that down quickly, I've done a video, the circle of fifths, and that explains in that video tutorial how to do that. So you'll find the link to the circle of fifths in the description box below and also in the cards. So here we go, we need to write D flat major. So D flat major would have a key signature of B flats, E flats, A flats, D flats, G flats. However, we're required to not use a key signature, but put in all the necessary sharp or flat signs. So I'm just going to first of all get the blobs in place. So stepping down, so line, space, that's a C, line, space, line, space, line, space. Now if it is that you're not very comfortable reading the bass clef, it depends what instrument you play, what you're used to reading, why not make life easy and just sketch out your letters D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. And now popping your accidentals next to the appropriate note will be easy peasy. So we want B flats, let's do this in order. Good boys. B flats, E flats, sorry, do this in order. A flats, D flat. So we've got a D flat here, but we need a D flat here as well. It looks like we're writing too many, but remember it begins and ends on D flat. And then we also need a G flat. That went a bit wobbly. There we go. And that's that question completed. Let's move on to the next one. So now using semi-breves again, or whole notes, so we don't have to worry about stems, we need to write 1 octave ascending, so we're going up this time, of the melodic minor scale that has this given key signature. So we need to begin on the tonic and we need to include any necessary sharp or flat signs or natural signs. So we've got a few things to think about. So first of all, we need to find out what our tonic is, what key are we in. So we've got a key signature of F, C, G, D, A sharps. Now that could be B major, but it's also related key G sharp minor. And so we know the minor scale will be G sharp minor, so our tonic will be G sharp. So there's our G. And so I'm going to write my scale out first of all. So a scale means step, so we need to make sure we've got next door notes, line, space. That's line, space, line, space, line, space, and we've begun and ended on G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the natural minor, sort of just the minor scale with the key signature alone, but now we need to make it melodic minor. And if you remember, the rule is that we need to raise the 6th and the 7th. As we're ascending, we're counting upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are the two that we need to raise. So E and F sharp, because of the key signature, both need to be raised. So the E is a natural at the moment, and we'd raise that by adding a sharp. F is already sharpened at the moment because of the key signature, so we raise that sharp again by adding a double sharp. And there we have our raised 6th and 7th to make it match the melodic scale format, the melodic minor scale format. So that's that completed. So let's now move on to the next question. So we're asked to rewrite this melody here, but we've got to transpose it down a major second, so we'll be writing it as it actually sounds. Remember, a clarinet plays a C, but it sounds a B flat, so we've got to rewrite this as it would be sounding down a major second. We need to put in the new key signature, and also we need to adjust any of these accidentals that are required. So at the moment we are in F major. Now, of course, it could be the related minor key, but there's no need to go thinking about that. The process is the same either way, so let's just take it as F major. Any differences will be accounted for, and we'll sort that with the accidentals as we go. So F major down a major second takes us to E flat major. So we're going down to E flat major, which has a key signature of B flats, E flats and A flats. So we can do that straight away. B flats, E flats and A flats. Actually, I'm just going to budge those along a bit because I want to keep everything absolutely aligned. So I've got to just squish that key signature in a little bit more. There we go. B flats, E flats, A flats, time signature 6, 8. And then before I do anything else, I'm just going to get my bar lines in place. Just get all the nuts and bolts so that I can leave all the thinking to the end. And I'll just think about the things one step at a time. So now we're literally taking everything down a step to make that major second. So here at the moment that's a D sharp, so it will be a C down a step, and as because that has been raised by a sharp, this C natural will be raised by a sharp. Don't worry about the stems or anything yet, let's just get these blobs in the right place. If we get the note heads down, we can worry about the stems afterwards. So here this E down a step would be a D. We can tell that we've just gone up a step. Down a step would be an F, and we can tell that we've gone a third, jumped a third, jump another third, and that takes us to A. Now here this was a B flat that's been raised by a natural, so this is an A flat, and we'll raise that by a natural. And so down a third again. Oh, that's not a third, dearie me. Down a third again. So our next door note is F. That's been raised by a sharp, so this F natural will also be raised by a sharp. Now we're jumping 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, and that takes us to an E, which is one step lower. Down a step, down a step, down a step, down 1, 3, 4, which should take us to the next door note down, which is F, yes. So I'm looking at this in two different ways. I'm also looking at the distance that I've gone between the previous notes, and I'm also then double checking that I've gone down a step, down a second from the original. So I'm double checking that in two ways. Next door note up a step, which should take us to a G. Now I'm jumping 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, which should take me to a D. Now this was an E natural that's been lowered by a flat. This is a D natural that's been lowered by a flat. If we add that accidental to match, down a step, down a step. Now here, that's a C natural that's been raised by a sharp. We need to raise this by a semitone. This is a B flat, so in order to raise this, we don't have a sharp because that would raise it twice. We just raise it once by adding a natural sign. If you look at this, so C raised once is a sharp, B flat raised once is a natural. So we can't just copy the accidentals without thinking about what we're doing. And so here, that natural sign puts it back from C sharp to C natural. And so now we need a flat sign to cancel the natural to put it back to flat, to lower it back to the key signature. So that needs a flat. Jumping down a third, that's tied. I'm not sure, I think actually I may have to do that tie the other way, so we'll see where the stems go in a second, so just beware that we need to do that tie. So I won't think about it now, let's carry on. So up a step, notice I'm keeping a line so I don't lose track. So here, that's a B flat that needs raising. This was a C natural that was raised by a sharp. This is a B flat that needs raising by a natural, just like we did a moment ago. Next door note, up a third. Now here, that's an F natural that's been raised by a sharp. This is an E flat, so to raise that by a semitone we need a natural sign. Next door note, and then jump a third will take us to A, one step below, that's correct, etc. Okay, so now we need to worry about the stems. So these are all below middle line, so they can all have stems pointing up. Make that dot clearer. But we need another beam there. Now we need to decide what to do with the stems here. This one should have the stem going up, but this needs the stem going down. So we've got 2 against 3. That one can go either way, so I think we're outvoted, and this one will have to have the stem coming down. Because we're beginning and ending in the same pitch, I'm just going to keep that straight. It won't have the diagonal. And then these will just be extended to fit. So that needs another beam. So now I need to decide what to do here. So that should be below, that should be below, but this should be above. So it's 2, 2, and that one can go either way. So I guess you could choose the stems either way really. There's an equal vote. However, because this is stems down, I'm going to go down to match. Just makes it visually easier. 2 beams. There we go, nearly there. And then here, that should be up, that should be up. That could be either way. Down, down, down. I guess again we've got another split vote there. So I'm just going to keep these stems going down to match. Because really the last 4 seem to progress better going up. It could be either way. So because now I've chosen the stems coming down, that means the tie has to go over like that. So this bottom one wasn't the choice. There we go. Now I know in previous grades I've said, well, let's just get all of those points, and so let's add all these extra bits and bobs. However, now perhaps in grade 5 there's a lot more to be doing, and it's quite okay to just leave it at that now. You don't have to do all these other bits and bobs because we've done all the hard work, and we don't need to copy these over. And if time is of the essence in the exam, then there's no need to perhaps add all those extra details. So if you just turn the page with me, you'll see that this question is composing a melody, and that's no longer part of this exam, nor is adding a melody to words. And so from 2018 onwards, you're not required to answer this question. And so we'll just skip that video, and then we'll look at the last video, the last question in the next video, I should say. Got that a bit backwards, didn't I? Yep. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll look at the next question next time. I do hope that's been helpful to you. I hope you're enjoying it. I certainly am. If you can give me a like, that would be super. And please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store. Please also do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.